Hello, Dom. Could you give an introduction about yourself?
Of course. So my name is Dominick. I'm 20 years old. Currently live in Sweden. I'm a Mr. Worldwide man. I like to travel a lot. Currently running a real estate business in terms of a real estate tech company, helping companies utilize AI and to make their work more effective and be more productive. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Young entrepreneur, big plans ahead. So
Good. Okay.
yeah.
The reason why I froze up twice during that introduction is because I wanted to make that joke about family, considering Dom. But I'm like, do I
Done.
do it while we're live?
Yeah,
But yeah, I
yeah.
was
I
really
love that movie.
considering it.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
I
I
was also
love
going
that
to say,
movie.
so when you say travel, you travel with family, right?
Yeah, of course. I never travel alone.
Of course,
It's
family.
I don't.
Family goes everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
Okay.
believe being in the lone wolf. It's important to have people around you, and that's the most beautiful thing. Having brotherhood, right? Having people around you. You have each other's back. So of course, I always traveled with my closest brother. So yeah,
Awesome. Okay. I like how that segued into something positive. When you say young entrepreneur, do you mind revealing your age?
20 years old.
20.
Yeah,
Damn. I thought like 26 minimum. I thought about 26 is
20.
what I
Yeah,
expect. I would have guessed 26. Damn, 20. That's
yeah, I get it.
crazy. At
Yeah.
20, already doing real estate AI. How did you get into real estate?
Oh, I'm a big believer of God. I'm a man of God, and I didn't suppose to be in real estate. To be completely honest, I started in the beauty niche, and then I don't actually remember the specific event how I went into real estate, but it's like probably I woke up and just talked to me. The industry talked to me, and something in that way, literally. Like this was like maybe 1 year ago. Got the intuition to go for real estate. Like that's the story. I know it sounds quite voodoo, but
No, I
that's
believe
what I
it.
remember.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
open to it. And there's something that happened to me recently as well, where in mid November, I'm going to go MIA because I had free
Nice.
signs pointing me to a certain place, and I'm gonna go to that place. All because of those free
Yeah.
signs. So in a way, I completely understand you. Okay, so you had that intuitive feeling to go into real estate. Did you have any prior experience with real estate, or was it
Oh
completely from
no,
zero?
like nothing at all. Like I didn't know. I don't know specifically what you call it, but the specific, what's how to sell or buy, buyers. I didn't know how that works, so it's like completely new for me. I've read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is like the typical book you read when you get into entrepreneurship, and that's where I think that was one of the sparking, that sparked the interest in real estate. I think, but yeah, that's where I get understood more of how you can make good money in real estate and find other ways to position yourself under the
Mhm.
rain and get wet. And in
Okay.
this case, it's money.
What did you do when you were starting out? How did you begin?
I Yeah, it's gonna sound quite boring, but I mainly just read books to get an understanding of how the industry works. Because what I didn't understand is that buying a house for many people is like the biggest high ticket purchase you do in your lifetime. So it's just psychology behind it, and of course I've got some friends like connections in terms of people being real estate like real estate agents and stuff like that, and I learned a lot from them, and I did my research as well, like on the internet, and finding different ways to position myself under the rain and finding ways where I can fit in the market, because I didn't want to become a real estate agency. I really believe in leverage, so I wanted to create something to create leverage for other agencies so they can make money. So we create like a win-win situation. So yeah, that's was mainly how I started. Um, so yeah,
Interesting. And how was it scaled for you in that year?
scaled. Is
Hmm.
that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much. Like not only knowledge wise, but financial wise as well. I've been managed to create monthly recurring revenue by these strategies and using AI, as I told you at the beginning. That's helped a lot to have like a competitive edge like over everyone else in the industry, and especially like in the marketing space in
Mhm.
real estate, super saturated. And with AI, that's like what the golden card I had to stand out from the crowd and close clients, because everyone already has been pitched with doing Facebook ads, especially for local businesses. Then I came with the AI, you don't need to do this, and that's where I literally made it super easy for me to close and get a competitive edge. So that's how I managed to scale, and I'm currently scaling as well. I'm at 10K per month now. I'm
Mhm.
speaking in terms of dollars,
Mhm.
scaling up to 50K within projected for in a few months before end of year, and then next year, the sky is the limit.
Okay.
We'll see.
And that's a perfect transition into how did the real world contribute to that 10K per month?
Very good. It's I signed up to the AI campus. I'm gonna firstly speak about how
Mhm.
I learned to utilize AI. I've went through the whole course in terms of the AI campus and how it's important to utilize AI to your advantage. And honestly, on top of that, with all the different newsletters from Andrew Tate in terms of how literally the survival of the fittest are the ones always to end at the top, like utilize new technology and stand out from the crowd. And like that just went through my head, imagining every day seeing emails regarding the AI, how if you don't use AI, you're literally a bitch. I don't know if I can cuss, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you can. You can.
apologies.
All good.
Okay, very good. And yeah, that's made me think, because it's not so much in specific content in the AI campus, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't use let's say Mid Journey to create ad creatives for my clients, right? What I mainly like, it was like the spark I needed to think, because the idea with my AI sales assistant, the AI call center agent, that all came from my mind. But the spark was the real world in terms of Andrew Tate's newsletter and getting to know more of the approach, how it works, how to have the creative thinking. So of course, like the different the, different courses in the AI campus, in terms of the creative thinking, how to prompt, all of these, like was thanks to the real world. So it's been a huge part of my success with the AI. um, so yeah, that was for the AI, right? But for the marketing side of things, right, how I started with the business was like business mastery a lot. I went through that, how to be a master communicator, how to be a great salesman, how to be more build character more. I've always been like this, to be completely honest, but it's like it refined me like a diamond, right? It's always you can always make the diamond shine more. So that's what the real world has asked me. It's like put some details onto me, right? So yeah.
Okay, fair. I like that analogy that you gave. So, Business Master Campus and AI Campus were main
Correct.
contributors. Good. What What were you generating in terms of profits or revenue prior to joining the real world? Just for some perspective.
So yeah, it's already clear that you only spend like $49 per month, right? And if we look from a time scale, like I started this for a few months ago, and more specifically around like April, May with the real world, and I've done 20K. So you can see like the return on investment, right? It's
Mhm.
just absurd. But in terms of profit, like I have really, great profit margins. Like I would say 80% of all my revenue is profit, since I'm utilizing AI. I don't need to pay my AI, right? I don't need to pay my AI like an employee. So it's replacing a lot of roles in the company, which is very good. And so yeah, it's mostly profit. I hope that answers your question.
So you don't want to give specific figures in terms of before you joined the real world, what you were generating compared to
Oh yeah,
now?
yeah, of course. So before I on the real world, yeah, like I would say maybe 2K, 3K, because I used to do beauty clinics. Used to work with beauty clinics, and that didn't go as well in terms of scalability. But that I still could survive. I still could pay my rent and stuff like that in order to survive. And but then when I joined the real world, it's not just so much about the knowledge, it's about the community, right? That's where it literally take me to the next level, because you are really the five most people, five, um, the people you
Average with the
spend
5
the
people you
most.
spend the most
Yeah,
time with. Yeah.
correct. So, and seeing other people, just that psychological effect when you see someone, right? Oh, made some, made money. That has a positive effect on you, right? Because I really believe that everyone is interconnected, that we are connected. So when you see something positive, it will affect you positively without you may thinking about it in real time. Maybe it has like a more subconscious effect. So yeah, it's not only about the specific course; it's about the community, and the self manipulation, like you're manipulating yourself to be great, because I'm really competitive just for my own sake, and when I say other people's win, I say like, good for you, great job, but come on, I also need to win, right?
Mhm.
So that's how I see it, like, healthy um competition.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So in terms of community, have you been in any other, how would I say,
Courses,
spaces
communities.
where there was a community? If so, how different is the real world's community compared to it?
Yeah, like, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I've been with many communities. I'm with all due respect. I'm gonna not try to trash anyone specific down, but so many people are pussies. They don't. They sit home and do the courses, and if you meet them in the real world, they cannot even handle confrontation. That's I'm not only looking for a community where you can make money, looking for brotherhood where you can, where you feel uncomfortable when the people that care about you tell the truth, and the truth fucking hurts. Really hurts. You feel that itch, and that's what I like. Realism, being realistic, right? And having that, like, un you know eh, on not being in the comfort zone, in other words, right? And that's what I feel with the real world, and it eventually, of course, transition to the war room. But that's a huge, like, differentiator from you and the other, let's say, courses and stuff like that in the world. So yeah, I've been with many others. They don't resonate with me as much as the real world has done, because I've seen, like, I can tell you this: I see the real world as a trampoline, like as trampoline to get to where you really want to go. In this case, like, I want the money, I want the private jet, I want the Lamborghini, all that, but that's like just a bonus of the real purpose I want to achieve, which is brotherhood. I want people around me. I want to be rich, not in money only, but in people as well. And that's so the aim is war room. So that's what I mean by trampoline. I'm jumping from the real world to the war room. So I think everyone should be strive to for that. So yeah, I hope that answered the question about
Yeah,
the
cool, cool.
community.
Thank you for that. And next question, in a similar way, how different is the material and resources within the real world compared to what you could have found out on the internet?
It's more, how can I say, targeted. It's like more specific. If you go to the YouTube and type in how to get rich, you get so many different options, right? It's too general. But in the real world, literally, it's like you have, okay, let's say, I think it's 18 different modern day
Wealth creation
wealth
methods.
creations.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like more, okay, if you pick one, like, it's more like you need to do a quiz to find which model works the best for you, if like time rich and poor money, or vice versa. So it's more like curated in a way where you can find your own way. It's like you can find what works for you for your current situation, and then go from that. But with YouTube or search on Google, it's too general. Like, when we cannot forget, like, we're getting bombarded with ads every single day. How to create a drop shipping store, how to do that, how to do that. So it becomes so, you know overloaded. It's overloading our brains. It becomes, oh, what should I do, which creates that frustration. What, I don't know what to do, which, this is super normal. Like, I used to have this as well at the beginning. Like, oh, I can create a dropshipping store, I can create a SMMA business, I can do this, I can do this. It becomes so confusing. But with the real world, I feel like, okay, if you just answer this, as you sign up, you answer the quiz and go through like a HB time port, which and vice versa. Then you have you have to start, because the important part is to start. That's the most important part. Whether it's copywriting, whether it's crypto, you need to start in some kind of way. um, so that's, you just want to build the high income skills, which is sales, copywriting, I think programming as well. And that's mainly, you can learn all this from the real world. So yeah, that's why I many ways like the real world.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. What about challenges? What would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when you were implementing the lessons from the real world?
um, the challenge, I would say, was mainly to create like an ecosystem, right? I had the information, but the problem I didn't like in the beginning was, how can I create this into an ecosystem where it runs from itself, like creating this machine, that runs for itself. Of course, I need to do the work at the beginning. Like I always say, one type of pain for lifetime of pleasure. So that was the biggest obstacle, because I it's all about split testing. I tried different things that didn't work, that did work, and then I in that sense, I found my machine that is currently running and working. I'm not saying it's working perfectly fine. I still need to refine it. It's still a lot of work I need to do. I'm not, I have a huge long way from my journey, but it's I because I still face obstacles, and I love it, because the thickens your skin. It's important. Like I'm not so in love with the destination, but the journey, because that's where I learned the most. So
Hmm.
yeah, the obstacles will mainly be like, you know, building the systems, because I never had a problem in speaking with clients, speaking with people. Always been, socially skilled. Um, so yeah, it's mainly like building a system, be like the administration task, building operations, because people just don't understand how it is to run a business, especially if you are the owner. Like, this not just all doing sales and that's it. Like, there's more responsibility. So that's like one of the obstacles I'm still having,
Hmm.
because I don't have like 10 years in this game, still quite new. So yeah, that's just, yeah, I just putting myself in situation and expect to learn. So that's been the biggest obstacle, but I'm learning a lot from it. So yeah.
Interesting. And when you said destination, when you said journey over destination, it's again a good mindset to have
Yeah.
for multiple reasons. And a recent interview I done, someone said they want to build out the business they currently have, maybe for 5 more years, and then go and do it all over again. Sell it, go do it over again. Start from the garage with just a few people, and then go through like a go through that whole process again. Because it is just, if you focus on the journey, then
Yeah.
for one, success will be inevitable, because you're not projecting unrealistic things out into the world. You're focusing on the process, the day to day, which will then lead you to money. Whereas if you're just focusing on money, then yeah, it's different in terms of planning and just learning new things. Because when you scale a company too much, there's not much new things going on. I guess at some point it kind of
Mm.
starts getting repetitive and boring. So it's always nice to enjoy the journey while you're learning new things and having that kind of mindset. Do you agree? Do you have anything to add there?
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I usually say I can watch the grass grow for 10 years. Like, I don't seek instant gratification, because more important for me is who I become under the process, right? Not so much of what I achieve, but who I become. Because as you said, with extracting the level of dedication, education from the journey is more importantly, because that will turn into the person I want to become. I have a vision of the best version of myself, and I don't have the typical vision in terms of, oh, I want to build a big business and that's it. Like, I want to do big things, of course, but it's like I have a purpose, and I have a duty to God to be the best version of myself, and being the best human, and being good to others, being good to myself, and taking care of my family, and taking care of myself, and making sure that every day I should try to become better, train harder, and train smarter, find ways to instill pain on myself, pain is pleasure for me. So things like that, I totally understand, totally agree with, like, if you scale a business, to say $10 million, and then you start over again, start from the beginning. It's fun. I really depend. I think that's, from individual to individual, what you're seeking, what you want, because I think, entrepreneurship is so broad. There are different types of entrepreneurship. Like, some entrepreneurs will look at me and say, yeah, you know what, I really like his approach. I really like Dominick's approach. Like, he's a specific approach about how you should have, like, how he thinks you should have a lifestyle. And then we have others people like Alex Ramosi, we have Andrew Tate, we have Justin Waller, we have so many other people. Like, you can learn something from everyone, but it's like, okay, who do you want to become? Like, what do you want, and who do you want to become? And if you know those answers, I think, that's the beauty in it. Then you can be, in this game for the rest of your life, and it really depends on what you want. So
And what is that vision
that's
that you have for yourself?
yeah.
What is that vision that you have
Oh,
for yourself?
yes. I don't know if I want to disclose it here, because I can tell you this, like, I want to be a good force for the world. I want to make change. I want to create an impact. Because I can get all the money in the world, but then what? It's always a ceiling with terms of, what money affects you. Because I really believe, I'm not there yet, but I really believe, like, when you surpass a certain amount, it's like it doesn't affect you anymore, right? It's just, okay, you can buy more yachts, wow. But in terms of helping people, creating change, you can always help someone more. Like, there's not, you cannot, help enough people. You can always help someone more. And I really leave a legacy here at the world. Like, 'cause if I don't do that, why are we here? You tell me, why are we here? Like, if we're not here to be, build a legacy and leave a mark, then why are we here? You just build a business, that's it, and get money, and then lose it, or that's my view on it. So yeah.
When you say you don't really want to say specifics,
Yeah.
how it just reminded me of this. I don't know your reason for not saying it, but I'll still say the quote anyway. If you can
Yeah.
see it here and have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. By a certain UFC fighter you may have heard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Said it a while ago. So is it
Mhm.
is it a case of just sounding too wild, or what, that you don't want to say specifics?
Oh, no, no, no. Too wild. No, nothing is too wild. It's just
Yeah,
think,
exactly.
some things I just like to keep for myself, because I don't have that. I have to tell something. Like, if I
Mhm.
want to tell, I will tell. But it's
Okay.
like, I know my capabilities in terms of how big I can think, because it's all about knowing thyself. You
Mhm.
probably heard that quote as well. Knowing
Yeah,
thyself,
yeah,
know yourself, and that's the most important part, because there are different type of quotes. We have the art of war as well. Like, if you know your enemy and you know yourself, you will
mhm.
win at least 100 battles. But if you know yourself and don't know your enemy, then you will lose some and win some. But if you don't know yourself, and you don't know your enemy, you will have no chance. You'll be defeated. So let's say, of course, I'll tell you, like, exactly specifics. I that still have some things that can get used against me and in the future. But I don't like to see it like that. It's the most important part is, like, okay, I want to be
Yeah, okay, cool.
a good
Got it,
force
got it, got it.
for the world.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I mean.
That's good. That's completely fine. Okay. In terms of utilizing AI, already, did you cover everything for that when we spoke about it? Or is there any more to add on how you utilized AI from the real world? How it helped you?
Yeah, I can actually tell you this with the mid journey. So creating, text to image, when you're prompting and creating these images, I've been using that as an outreach method. So, I think this is super invaluable if people listen to this. is, because if you write a message, or email, right, or you send a message to a lead or potential prospect, and you write the typical, "Oh, hi, this is blah 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 blah. Also, you run this company, blah blah." They already used to this, so it's all about standing out, right, and being unique. So what I've done, literally, and this is not something you can do automated, but you have, like, let's say 30 prospects that are super hot, that you'll be speaking, that you really believe that you can help. Sorry, you really believe you can help. The only thing you really need to do is get those faces, then prompt a situation where you're shaking a hand with this person, right? And then you just replace the face swap with your face and his face, and then you shake your hand and you try to curate the picture so it looks exactly like him and exactly like you. And then when you send that picture, he was like, "What? Have we met?" And that sparked conversations. But that's the first thing you send. You send that, and then you spark a conversation. You only need to spark a conversation, and then you get in. You get to build a relationship, right? Because you need to sell without him noticing that you're selling. You need to build a relationship, and that's especially since I'm in real estate. Real estate is all about relationships, right? So because a good way to see it is, okay, how did they treat their clients? So a buyer, the same way they treat their buyers, you should treat them, right? So that's a good way to see it. So that's how I've been doing, like creating, those kind of pictures to spark a conversation, right? Because they're like, "Wow, who is this? How did it do this? Wow, wow, wow!" And then I get into my gateway into the to his business. So that's how I've been using Mid Journey for that.
That is a very interesting application. Something I didn't think of, and very good idea by you. Very nice. Now, on a different note, also actually going back to that, that's quite a bit of value you just dropped because that could be very
Yeah.
useful to people. So pretty cool.
Yeah, because I think this no, yeah, this can be used across different
Yeah,
industries,
for sure.
right? So, because instead of like doing 5,000 emails, right, try to do 30 with that method and see
Yeah,
the response,
exactly.
something like that. So yeah, I it's all about
Without even
giving
having done it, I
value.
already can tell that's pretty huge, that idea. So yeah, very nice. Now, how different is your average day now compared to before you joined the Real Watch? Any differences?
Um, yeah, of course, huge difference in terms of how I structure my day when it comes to the business side of things. I really believe, it's like, to be completely honest, it's hard for me to differentiate Andrew Tate as an individual and the real world, because Andrew Tate as an individual has influenced me a lot, like a lot. Like we can speak about me, boxing and all like that. I've started boxing for now since last year, like December. So my physical capabilities has literally upgraded. So yeah, I can see that everything, my how I train, my the iron mind, right, really having um understanding how to see situations, having adopting a stoic mindset, being more stoic, and don't be so emotional, but see the factual side of things and how you can improve, and see a crisis as an opportunity. As we know, in Chinese, crisis stands for opportunity as well. So for every crisis, there's always an opportunity. So that's mainly things, like, yeah, it's changed me a lot. Like I told you before, it's like it's added details to the diamond. Made me shine brighter, and I'm shining brighter for every day. And the more I'm in connected with the real world, but still, I know when I join the war room, I need to have this ad note. It's gonna take that to the next level, to the next level. So that's just the next step. I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, that's how it affected my routines.
Okay. I was gonna ask about impact of Tate. So is there any more to add, or would you say you covered enough?
Yeah, being a master communicator. Not only being your best physical shape, but add strength to all your different characteristics, right? So being smart, being a great orator, great speaker, communicate, being a gentleman, which is mixed with Tristan Tate as well. Look, shake someone firmly, shake their hand firmly, and look at their eyes. Have a strong presence, being a super good, nice guy. Help the old lady across the street. You know, Things like that. Just being an overall good human being and a work hard and a real man. I really, we can say, it's super cliche to say high value man, but you get the point. Being a man of substance, being a man of quality, people respect, people come to you if they have problems, and that's where Andrew Tate has a huge impact. So yeah, I really admire him. I really respect him for that. So yes, he has had a huge impact on my life. So yeah.
Yeah. And then again, great to hear. And I was wondering for future plans, since you've already mentioned personal goals is being a positive impact on the world, positive force for the world. What about company? Maybe where do you see your company scaling, or what do you plan on doing in short term, medium term, and long term?
Good questions. In terms of company, I'm looking to scale this current business module to 50K before end of year. And now that's 50K dollars in pure profit. And I actually moved to Dubai as well. Just a side note, and that's also for business reason. I have a lot of connections in Dubai as well. And I'm looking to become an investor as well. Scale different businesses, and of course, next year, within 5 years, that's more like midterm, which is you know being totally financial free, and making sure that I create generational wealth, and create the best life for myself and all the people around me that I love and that I care about. um, you know I take care of my mom, super important. That's a huge thing for me, a huge driving factor. And yeah, like a little bit with this business with the AI, like I'm really looking forward to develop the AI technology further, and just interesting to see where I can be with this AI technologies in a few years, and how far it can go with this, because I really believe that the business that don't utilize or implement AI will stay behind, and they will lose over the companies that are utilizing AI. So I want to be part of the company, which I am, that utilize AI and be like the forefront. I don't want to be part of the wave. I mean, I put this. I don't want to be a part of the wave. I want to create the wave. So that's what I do with like inside of the business side of things. Since I told you before, I'm very competitive, right? We're big, many people in this world, so there always gonna be people around you in this world that wants the exact same thing as what you want. So yeah, I really want to scale. Maybe get that one big B. 1 billion, maybe. I don't know. Let's see.
Cool.
But yeah.
What a goal to have. Nice. And I'm happy to end there with my final question. So, for people who are unsure about joining the real world, because maybe they think it could be a scam for the $50, what advice would you have to them?
Yeah, I think I made it super clear since the beginning, like how I presented everything and my view on it, and how it affected me not only business wise but mentally wise. It's like now I was already like not a finished product, but now before joining the real world, I was quite good position, like mentally wise. So for someone that's like super new, like super young, let's say 14 years old, like he's going to school and he's seeing like all these people, he doesn't feel like he's fitting in. Like he wants to do something else. He wants to do something bigger. He has like this gut feeling that he's supposed to do something else, like not to work this typical slave jobs. Or sorry, it's nothing wrong with working 9 to 5, but from my perspective it's nothing for me. And for that kid that's 14 years old, exactly in that position, joining the real world is the best thing you can do. That's literally it. And as you will, you will not never regret it if you stick dedicated. Like, you don't need to be the smartest kid. Definitely not. I'm not the smartest one. I'm the most intelligent person. I'm just dedicated. I'm just like I just like to be dedicated to something, because where attention goes, energy flows. So, that's the best decision you can make, because with that money, you can, instead of fucking going and clubbing, or even buy expensive dinner, you can make money instead, right? Because I really believe that you should use your young teen years to be dedicated and work on something big. Work on yourself, work at on your imperium, and then eventually the women, all these things, because I know that a lot of people, young people, and I used to be like that as well. Chasing women and stuff like that, because it's normal. So, but those things will come as a bonus when you're dedicated, and you have like something you want to work towards, and the real world is the best for you to find that. I would say the north star, find the guidance. Okay, it's like, go this way, just go, don't think, don't look back, just go, because you think you will lose. Don't overthink. Like, people need to understand when to think and when not to think, just when to do action. you know because you know what, don't join the real world. Wait, listen to this, don't
I
join,
don't need no
because if you
more competition. Psh, get out of here.
Yeah, don't join, because I don't have a problem winning. If you want to, this people watching, if you want to win, then join. But I'm not trying to convince you, because people don't understand. The competition is increasing by the minute, by the month, by the week, by the year, and they want to stay losers. Okay, stay losers. Then don't join. But if you're a winner, you have that feeling, that itch feeling to do something with your life, and give that call to your mother. Listen, you don't need to work anymore. Then join. Simple. That's my advice. That's my view on it.
Mhm. And a very good point, Dom. So to wrap up, again, if people want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
Yeah, so you can either find me on Instagram, which is Dominick.beq. And then we have my website as well, so domway.net. And that's mainly the parts you can find me on. If you have any questions, yes, feel free, and I will be more happy to help you and guide you and help in any kind of way I can. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. So I'll add that to the description of the video. And yeah, Dom, some very interesting insights for you. Thank you for dropping some interesting knowledge. And
Always. Thank you.
let's do a follow up in future. See how everything's scaling for you. Let me
Yeah,
know when things have progressed. Give me a message. We'll do the follow up.
of
And
course.
yeah, until then, I wish you all the best.
You too, Rockets. Pleasure speaking to you, my man.